Good evening, everybody, and a warm welcome once again to the TLC Talks. I am Preeti Muzumdar, Vice President of TLC Cluster 2, and I'm very happy to have with me today Kalyani Kamble, who is a member of our TLC Sirius Mastermind. Warm welcome to you, Kalyani. How are you doing?
Very well, superb. Good evening, everyone.
So, Kalyani, we just finished a mastermind meeting. We had a little time and we are back on our TLC talks. You had, first of all, let me congratulate you for the fantastic presentation you made today on content creation. It was really wonderful. I think a lot of members loved what they did. So coming back to our TLC talks, tell me a little bit about yourself. What's your story?
Okay, what's my story? All right. Okay, so it's okay, I'll really have to go very long ago. Okay, so I was 19 when I fell in love. Okay, and the only thing I had in my mind back then, Preeti, and this was 1998. Okay, that I want to get married. That's it. You know, back then there was not much exposure. Internet had just come to India. Okay. Internet had just come to India, and there was not much more exposure about career, and I was very madly in love. So I got married at the age of 21. I had my son at the age of 21 in the very first year of marriage itself. So at the time when my friends were dating and partying, I was here changing nappies all night, you know, and believe me, that was a day of realization that life isn't that easy and it's not all that fun and everything that we see in Hindi movies, and that coming together in a marriage demands so much of you. Okay, believe me, and I think this is the first time I'm sharing this on a public platform. I completed all my studies after my marriage. So though I was studying in my graduation, I couldn't complete my graduation because I was so distracted with being in love with my husband and wanting to get married and all of that. I couldn't clear my graduation, Preeti. Let me be honest. This is the first time I'm admitting it on a public platform. I did it much later. Like, you know, Aditya became 4 years old. That's the time I realized that, okay, now I should take my career seriously. Enough of this ghar sansar. It wasn't taking me anywhere. It wasn't adding to my personal growth. And I don't want to live my entire life just being a mother and just being a wife to someone. You know, that was the day of realization. And that's the day I did my graduation. So it was, you know, it was difficult to look after Aditya. I remember he accompanied me to my exams. He used to be around me all the time in my lap when I used to study. I finished my graduation. Then there was no looking back. I did my MBA, and, I did a lot of things after that. I started working in call centers. Back then, you know, there was this whole call center boom. I started my career as a voice and accent trainer and an English trainer because that's the only thing I knew, Preeti. So I don't have a story as such. You know, see, what inspired you to be a coach? That's the only thing I could do. There were...
You make it sound so easy, Kalyani. I think I know the effort and the amount of time and effort that you've put all these years. If I have to be clear, I think you've been a coach and a trainer for what, 12, 14 years now? 16 years. It's no child's play. And you make it all sound like, oh, I had nothing else to do. So I decided I'll become a coach.
Way back then, this is somewhere around when I was like 25. I must have been like 24. I saw that all the job requirements are asking for work experience. I didn't have any work experience. I didn't even have my graduation certificate in my hand. So technically, I was an undergraduate. I was not getting any job. Now, the only places that were giving jobs to undergrads were call centers. You remember? Back then, yeah.
Yes.
That's how I started. And because they saw my potential, that I was good in communication, I liked helping people, I was effective. That's how I got into training. So, you know, that was the only available option for me back then. Of course, I enjoyed it. I loved teaching always. And of course, it began then and it was no looking back. So I have done each and everything when it comes to training, consulting, coaching, and even counseling. Began as an English trainer. I teach English grammar. Then I did voice and accent neutralization. Then I got into counseling. I got into consulting. I am one of the first batches of image consultants to get certified. So fortunate to be a pioneer in the industry from the Image Consulting Business Institute. And then there was no looking back after that. And that's the time I really like soared. It was like I was doing these little things. And that's the time when I soared. My son grew up. My in-laws and husband were supportive, touch wood. So that's how I soared. And there was no looking back. Then came psychology, then came NLP, and my profile can be a 4-page long profile with the amount of certifications and study that I've done. So I am a studious person at heart. I enjoy reading. I read a book every week. I think I must have read more than 600 books up till now.
Awesome. That speaks
So that's my
volumes
story.
for
So
the way you're able to. Yeah.
Totally.
I think that is why you're able to, in whether it's 5 minutes, 15 minutes or 30 minutes, you always have so much value to give to people when you are talking. So probably, this speaks, there's a lot of effort that goes in, and the way you have mentioned it, I think clearly I can see. Now your niche is success visioneering coach. Okay. That you just mentioned that, you have done so much. It started with English language, voice and accent, and counseling, and psychology and NLP. And then you've kind of narrowed it down to success visioneering. So what exactly do you do? And where was that light bulb moment, which said, oh yeah, this is exactly what triggers me. So if you can give a little insight into that.
Okay. So 3 years ago, I started conducting breakthrough training. So a breakthrough means breaking through a limited mindset. Okay, I became very fascinated with, so I am amongst the very first few people to learn NLPs in India. I mean, that time NLP wasn't even popular like the way it is now. This is 8 years ago. Yeah, and 4 years ago. Yes, that was 2016, 4 years ago. I started doing workshops on NLP, and that's when I discovered that people are doing NLP, but there was not much work done on creating a vision, on getting the clarity. And I thought, why not bring two very important concepts together? And that's how Visioneering was born 4 years ago. So vision is getting the clarity of your goals, clarity of what you want in life, articulating a vision for yourself. And then that's your vision. And now imagine engineering this vision within you with powerful, effective NLP programming techniques. What happens? Success comes on autopilot. Success gets on autopilot. Imagine waking up comes easily and naturally to you. Imagine making healthy food choices becomes easily and naturally to you. Imagine if you become a great decision maker, you're able to say no. These are some of the challenges people face. And when all of that comes easily and naturally to you as a second nature, which is what the powerful NLP technology makes it possible. So I created Visioneering. I tweaked it a little bit. I added some more information, added some more interesting techniques, and made Visioneering more experiential. So I do, amongst a few trainers in India, again, to conduct firewalks, iron rod bending, and that's a part of the Visioneering workshop. So Visioneering is basically harnessing the power of your subconscious mind to create a breakthrough. And believe me, it's instant and it's permanent. It's amazing. It's my signature workshop. And that's how the Visioneering coach was born.
I think that's very interesting, what you talked about, walking on fire and bending iron. It just creates so much curiosity for people like me who are, I might be, give me a topic to speak on, probably I can, but anything physical and I'm like taking 2 steps backwards. I'm wondering whether this is going to be. So I'm really looking forward, when these offline workshops will start, and count me in for one of your workshops.
I met you in the lockdown last year. Otherwise, I am going to make sure that I'm going to make you fork the fire.
I will do it. I will do it for you, Kalyani, for sure. Thank you so much.
Normalize, and when we are able to do open workshops,
Yes, it'll be very exciting. Yeah. The other thing that I know, which is your recent success, is your book. Okay, I know that you've been working on it for a very long time, and you're very excited about it. So tell us a little bit about what's your book all about, what's its title, and it's already launched, right? If I'm not mistaken, it's already launched on Kindle.
Yes.
Yeah. So many congratulations, first of all. And if you can tell our viewers a little bit about your book.
All right, great. So, it was the new year. It was the month of December, and I was on my treadmill, and I heard a video. This is the last month of the year. How would you make it your best one? Okay. And even if it is just 31 days, you can still make a difference. I just stopped the treadmill. I sat on the sofa and I'm like, man, that was amazing. I mean, it was like that, whoa, aha moment. And I realized that 31 days is actually a lot of time if you really put your heart and soul into it. I realized that things that you couldn't do for a year, you can actually accomplish it in the last month of December if you decide to. You won't believe it, Preeti. I formed a WhatsApp group, randomly sent invites to everyone. I didn't know what I'm doing really. Okay. I said 31 days to the best version of you. All right. And I sent random invites, and whoa, I mean, there were like 80 participants. People joined from all over the place. Touch wood, I have that respect in the industry where people knew that whatever she's doing will be good. And that's how people joined. And I started posting one activity every day. And then I realized that I don't do anything without going to the depths of it. One thing is that I'm very passionate about my work, and I research thoroughly about what I do. So
Can
I
I
realized that
just
this,
Can
yeah.
I just interrupt you there for a second, okay? Because what you just mentioned, now this is something I do, and I don't know, I'm sure all the viewers must be also thinking, she has to interrupt, right? Yeah. Well, yeah, that is
It's
me. I really
okay.
have to interrupt when I hear something very interesting and very thoughtful. And the fact that you mentioned a couple of things, okay? One is that you don't do anything unless you go to the depth of it. I think people need to realize that coaches, trainers, authors of your caliber achieve that level of success because they put in that sincere effort to understand every concept to the T. Okay. And the second thing you mentioned is about being completely passionate about it, like sleep, walk, eat, breathe about it. So I personally admire those things in you, and that's why I wanted to take this moment to kind of emphasize that, because all of us are leaders and we have qualities which others can learn from. So I want to highlight that about you in this TLC talks to the entire audience. So sorry to interrupt you, but go ahead. Yeah.
Absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. And that's how the 31 Days to the Best Version of You book was born. And that's how I started writing the chapters. I researched thoroughly. It took me quite some time to write the book. It took me approximately a year because
Yes.
somehow I just read a lot. I went into the depth of it again. And the book is very interesting. I request everyone to go and buy the book because the book is literally like your personal journal. I know every author would say it's a different book. Apna apna baby acha hi lagta hai. But the thing about my book is it gives you templates. Preeti, at the end of every chapter, there is a little template. And I believe people don't work, but templates and systems do.
True.
लोगों को template दे दो, they'll work. Whether you're feeling good or not, it's something that's your emotional, it'll go aside and you work on the template. So every chapter has a template. Every chapter gives you affirmations. Every chapter gives you a journaling prompt. I'm a huge fan of journaling, and journaling is something that's changed my life for the last 1 year. I always tell everyone that what you write will become true. So the book itself is like a personal journal you'll own. At the end of every chapter, there's this little space where then and there you can do some journaling for yourself. So that's what the book is about.
Sounds very exciting and interesting. I look forward to getting my hands on to your book. Kalyani, what I'm going to ask you in the next section is, what has been that one inspiration for you to keep going? I mean, you've seen the industry, the entire coaching industry, from what it was to what it is now. Okay, what has been the challenges, and what do you foresee in the current scenario for the coaching industry in particular? Right now with the lockdown and with all the pressure that is there on the economy, where are we heading? What is going to happen?
Preeti, never before have I realized the importance of coaching, training, and counseling than this lockdown period. Trust me. 2020 happened, this whole lockdown happened, the COVID-19, and never before did we realize that we should have had a coach. Businesses shut down, okay? Businesses had to undergo a lot of problems. That's because you didn't have a strong foundation. You didn't create a recession-proof business. And if you would have had a good coach working with you, believe me, that wouldn't have happened. You would have survived, okay?
True.
Number two, people crumbled. I know we understand it's normal. We are all human, but there are so many people who crumbled. They had depression, and so many people I know, Preeti, are simply dying of the fear of contracting COVID. को पता चलता है मुझे COVID, and they start getting breathless. Okay, now if these small businesses would have had an empaneled coach, for their big or small team, they would have been emotionally immune and strong. So I think, of course, the industry is bright. I think every person should have a coach, just like how we would have a family doctor. And coaching is for the ambitious people. It's for the passionate people. If you want more, and if you want it in less time, you must have an empowered
Very true.
coach.
You couldn't have said it any better. I think very true. I think the world needs more and more mentors and coaches, because you were right. I mean, we are the people who are the teachers, and we are the leaders who are there in this community who can help. And we may not be the experts, but we do have the skills to help you shape whatever you want to go in. That was a very fantastic point. So
definitely.
What
and now
do you
I will
foresee?
interrupt you. I will interrupt you. I'm going to just take 1 minute. And I also want to emphasize that I do have coaches. I'm not putting myself like at a godlike position. Oh, I'm a coach. No, I do have coaches, because I have a coach for my health. I have a coach, for my emotions. I have someone who's coaching me for my business. So I have coaches because I know how important it is to get better. And I have one more inspiration, Preeti, and that is my son. He's 18 years old. And for me, he's my inspiration. I want him to be proud of me. I want him to be an epitome of someone who's unstoppable, someone who goes for the dream. So whenever my son ever feels like stepping back because he's taking up a career in music and it's going to be challenging, there will be ups and downs, I always want him to be, I want to be that living example in front of him of never ever giving up. So my son is one who just pushes me to keep on getting better.
I think that is a great message. I think for most mothers, and now with Mother's Day around the corner, this whole emphasis on the being a mom, I think we reflect upon it is that we are constantly being watched by our kids, and they always want us to be the winners, because that's the real motivation for them. So very well said. All the best to your son for his music career as well. I think now I'm going to go to the section where we are going to expect some very rapid answers. This is going to be the section where I'm going to... No, it is not going to be very exciting or, scandalous as Karan Johar's
Reminds me of
fires,
Karan Johar's rapid fire.
Yeah, no, this is not going to be any of those very scandalous questions, but nice, simple questions from your heart answers. So the first question, what is the best thing about being a coach or a trainer?
Learning, because when I teach, I learn first, and that is something that's my core purpose of life, learning and growing.
Very true. And what is the toughest part about being a coach or a trainer?
Expectations. People always expect you to be strong and confident.
Very true.
If I cry, hey, Kalyani, how can you cry? You're a coach. I have feelings. I feel bad.
Yeah, so I'm sure all of us
project that very tough image. Yeah.
Very true. I think we are also equally vulnerable, and that is where we understand the vulnerability of our people around us. So yeah, very well said. If I have to ask you one reason, okay, you are a success visioneering coach, one thing that somebody can follow to become successful, one habit, I don't know, you choose whatever you have to say to change things in their life. What do you think will be that one thing?
Start waking up early.
Okay.
Just 15 to 20 minutes. Start small. In all my sessions and even in my coaching, you can't believe the incredibly small goals I set for my clients. I tell them start small, be consistent. So for whoever is watching this video, whatever time you wake up, start waking up 15 minutes earlier, and do some journaling, do some meditation, do some visualization. You can go to my YouTube channel. There are a lot of meditation, visualization videos posted, and you will see, just do it for 1 week. You will see everything will fall in place. Everything will fall in place. It's amazing. The amount of clarity just spending that little time with you alone gives you.
And need to give one suggestion to an upcoming coach or a trainer to become their best version, what would your advice be?
Okay, that would be really take this profession up if you're passionate about it. I've seen this trend, Preeti, over the last 1.5 years. People feel just because they can speak well or they've had some reasonable amount of experience, they can become trainers and coaches. It's a profession. It's not something part-time that you do. Take this up seriously like a profession, give it your heart and soul, and take it up only if you're really passionate about it, because it calls for a lot of things. It's not
Very
just
true.
standing up there on the stage and people clapping at you. There's a lot of hard work that goes behind. Yeah, that's I would like to say.
It's really awesome, Kalyani, and I'm so glad that I got this chance to connect with you. I think the last time we connected is when we went out for our offsite, the fun time that we had at Karjat.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, due to lockdown, we haven't had a chance to catch up again. It was really nice talking to you on TLC Talks.
Thank you.
One closing
Thank you.
message from you for all our viewers, if you want to share one closing message for all of us, please.
All right. So this is mentioned in my book that we are all born to be the best version of ourselves in our own unique way. That is underlined. Okay. We are all born to be the best version of yourself in our own unique way. So whatever it is, whatever is your talent, whatever is your skill, whatever is you're good at, just aim to be the best at it. Okay. Just before going off to sleep tonight, ask yourself, am I better than yesterday? Have I grown? Have I added value to someone's life? And that, slowly, it'll take you to becoming the best version of yourself.
It was really a very heartening message. I'm already pondering on whatever you've said. I think you've spoken about journaling, you've talked about meditation, you've talked about becoming the best version of you, waking up early, building a discipline, getting in depth into anything that you do, being passionate, treating your entire coaching business as a profession. So great learnings from you, Kalyani, today, discussing all of this. And I'm really grateful to you for being part of the TLC community and our mastermind circle, and for taking the time out today for TLC Talks. Thank you once again.
Thank you, Preeti. Thank you for the honor. And once again, a big thank you to TLC. It's a great community for everyone who's watching there. Come on, join us. We meet every Thursday. You can get in touch with Preeti. You can just comment on this link and join our community. It's a great community of passionate, motivated people. So again, a wonderful thanks to Guru Murali sir and Preeti. Thank you so much.
Thank you and bye-bye. Good night.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Good night.